Hello YouTube friends. Hello, welcome. So today I'm just doing this very basic look here. It's what I do if I just need to throw on some makeup and run out the door. It usually takes me roughly 5 minutes to do. It's very basic, very fuss-free, pretty easy to not make any mistakes doing it without paying any attention. You just slap it on and off you go. So if you want to see how I do my 5-minute makeup, then just keep on watching. Okay, so this is really ridiculously simple, but I thought I would just film it anyway. So to start off with, I just have a clean face that has moisturizer on, and then I make up my face base concoction, which consists of a primer, a little bit of foundation, a glowy thing, and yeah, I just kind of mix them all together and put them on with my fingers. I'm going to use the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, but all of these things, like, I just pick whatever ones are lying around at the time or what I feel like using that particular day. The only one that I definitely use all the time is the by Terry Cellular Rose Brightening CC Serum. That's it there. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it just adds like a real natural glowy bronze to the face, which, if you can see, my face is really pale, so it definitely is a good thing for me. And you can wear it just on its own. Like, sometimes I'll do that if I don't want to put any makeup on at all. I can just put that on and it looks really nice. Or otherwise I'll do this for my sort of no makeup days. It looks a bit gross because I just wiped it everywhere with my concealer brush, which is really intelligent. But that's the mixture there, so you can see sort of basic quantities, and that's what I do. I just put it on my fingers like that, and then I get my other hand and I smush it all together, and then I just dot it around my face a bit first so that I make sure that I get, yeah, a bit of it everywhere, and then I just rub it in. Make sure that you rub it down your neck and over your ears. So just rub it all in and make sure that, you know, it's really well rubbed in at the hairline and all those kind of places. And as you can see, it doesn't give a huge amount of coverage or anything. It just kind of gives a little bit of something. Depending on what my skin is doing, I'll either just set it with powder or I won't. If I was going to set it with powder, I'd set it with one of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. But my skin at the moment is just being so ridiculous. And it's kind of got dry patches and texture everywhere, so I don't really want to put any powder on it because that's just going to exaggerate that further. So then I just take a concealer. This one's the Maybelline Age Rewind one. The reason I use this for this kind of thing is because it's already got an applicator and it kind of makes it quicker and blends out quicker. I'll put it under my eyes, making sure to really get that darkness on the inner corner there, and there's quite a lot of darkness on the outer corner, which I really want to get to, and I go over my lids to cancel out the veins and the purpleness. And then I'll just take this in the general concealing area. Sometimes I do just a teeny bit around the nose as well because I do get quite red there. Just going to take my Eve L'Homme, the powder brush, to blend that in. And then sometimes I won't need this step, but at the moment I do because I've got quite a few little breakouts. So I take a concealer. This one's the Bobbi Brown Face Touch-Up Stick, which is quite cool. It's just a little doobie like this, and I blot him on. Normally I would use a Tarte concealer brush, but I left that at my friend's house, so I'm just gonna use the Eve L'Homme powder brush, but try not to take off the coverage, so just use patting motions. Now I really need a liquid blush for this look, but I don't have one, so I just go in with a super neutral blush, Ginger Lilly by MAC. Take a teeny bit on a powder brush, and obviously because I haven't set this time, you got to be quite careful that you don't, you know, use too heavy a hand because it'll just cling to the liquid and be a hot mess. So just put a little bit of blush on. Then I take my bronzer. I'm pretty much always using Ambient Luminous Bronze Light from Hourglass because it is just such a beautiful bronzer. I love this bronzer. Take it on a big fluffy brush. Again, be careful to use a light hand. I'm using a big fluffy brush by Nude by Nature. The whole point of this is natural, so I go across the bridge of my nose as well because that is where the sun would naturally hit if you were going for a natural bronze. Then I take a liquid illuminator, a liquid highlighter. This is a Cover FX custom cover drops in Moonlight. Do a couple of blobs on each cheek. I just pat that in with my finger. And I go in a C shape up around my eye. Then I don't do anything as far as eyeshadow goes with my eyes, but I do like to set the concealer that I put on my eyes with a brighter colour just so that it's light. So I'm going to go in with Bitter Start from the Zoeva Cocoblend palette, just on a flat brush. And just put a teeny bit of that on the lid. I really just put it on the lid and then I just bring the brush up, and it is just to set that powder with a brightening effect rather than setting it with the face powder, and it wouldn't get a brightening effect. Speaking of brightening effects, I do like to put a nude in my waterline to get rid of the redness there and just open my eyes up a bit more and make me look a bit more fresh and awake. I like the Tarte Fake Awake one, so I just run a bit of that in my lower waterline. Then I just do a teeny bit to my eyebrows. I take a brow pencil. This one's an Estee Lauder one. Normally I actually use a really old pupa one that I have, but again, I did my makeup for my friend's engagement dinner and all of my usual makeup is at her house. So I don't do a lot with my brows, but I do find that, you know, just a little bit of extra definition is good, frames the face and completes it a bit more. And then I just take the Naked Basics Urban Decay palette and use one of these two browns here. Actually, yeah, I'll use Primal, the lighter one, on an angled eyeliner brush and just go a little bit in the brows, nothing crazy. Then I brush them through with a clean spoolie, soften it out, and I will usually set them with a clear brow gel. I'm using a Becca one at the moment, nothing miraculous, just run that through them. Depending on what I'm doing, I'll either put mascara on or I won't. I'll always curl my lashes. My eyelash curler's at my friend's house as well. Damn it. I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on. This is Sumptous by Estee Lauder. I quite like this as a regular, just tiny amount of mascara. Wear day. And as I said, I would normally curl my lashes, but unfortunately, who can do? So they are quite straight, my lashes. Just like that, and then all I would do is put on a lip and I'm done. I bounce between lips for this look, and it's kind of like the mascara, depending on what I'm doing. So I have a really nice, what I think is the most beautiful everyday kind of muted red, which I love to wear during the daytime for real casual looks. That's called Rebellious Rose by Estee Lauder. But otherwise, if I'm not doing that, I generally just do a neutral lip. So I'm going to take Spice Lip Liner, Estee Lauder Double Wear. Take my finger, blend it out. And go over it with a gloss of some sort, or in this case, my beloved Chanel Coco Stylo 217 Panorama. These are absolutely fabulous. If you haven't watched anything by me on them, I'm telling you, my one true love. And then I just take a spritz of some kind of spray. Today I will use rose water and glycerin. It's a huge big thing, and I just put it on. And that's just to further help everything blend into the skin. And that's it. It's really simple, it's really basic, but you can see it's got quite a nice glow and it just sort of freshens things up and makes me look a little bit more lively. And yeah, if I just need to run out the door and do something really quick, this literally takes me 5 minutes when I'm not filming. And yeah, it's pretty much my go-to everyday kind of look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this tiny little video to see how I do this. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.